Welcome to the world of MCA Discovision.
To begin playback of a disc, turn the player power on, place the disc on the spindle. Use the play button to start.
Discovision that you be the boss. Now I'd like to show you some of the valuable things your MCA Discovision system lets you do.
Most persons find it more convenient. Gently pull up as you press down on the center shaft with your thumb. You'll hear a click. Simply plug one jack into this outlet.
How about that? Pretty easy, isn't it? Discovision.
This red light comes on.
Simply press stop. After I've stopped the action, you're going to practice using these buttons. The Discovision player gives you many special capabilities. Stop, play, slow, forward and reverse.
Imagine a dog chasing a rabbit around a tree.
How can you get there in a hurry? Now you enter the number just like dialing a push-button telephone. 2, 6, 3, 2, 4, search. Discovision. By the way, notice that the sound cuts off when you're running at anything other than normal speed. Use one of the step buttons. One single frame of picture is now held on the screen for as long as you want. Take as much time as you want, you're in control. Here's step forward.
How many of you guys have this, or this, or this, or even this
Phone me again.
lying around your printer? Well, how many of you guys have this, or this, or this, or even this lying around your printer? Well, it's time to throw them away.
Bye, Felicia.
Because we've got the Easy Flex system that takes all the scraping out of your life. No more cut fingers, no more gouging your bed, and no more wasting time scraping prints off of your printer bed.
Shut up and take my money!
How many?
Jack stops the disc and returns it to the bar position.
I'm sure you'll find using your new MCA Discovision system to be rewarding and enjoyable. I thank you for watching.
How's everybody doing? Let's see here. Go ahead and close out my unneeded applications here. I feel like I'm looking extra pasty tonight. How's everything going? Let's see here. Bam. Forgot I went into studio mode and it doesn't transition instantly, which is how I rolled my Easy Flex ad. Bye, Felicia. All right. Okay. So I've got my live chat somewhere here. I just had it. Those are articles for a different stream. Oh, I forgot I was shrinking Pi images on my Ubuntu VM. There we go. So, if you guys actually believe it, I didn't plan on doing a printer tonight, but what I do have is the little Kingroon printer that Neri has recommended. That was like 120 bucks. Was that a Go XLR sitting to your left? What does that mean? Oh, hang on. Tor, can you hear me? Hang on, I forgot to pull the audio in. Hang on. All right, go ahead and talk, Tor.
Hello. How's it going?
You're a little quiet though. I need to.
Hello, hello.
Let me up your mic here. There we go. User volumes at 176.
Oh wait.
All right, looks
There you
like
go.
John Mack's in here.
Flex.
All right. I unmuted John Mack here.
Hi.
What's up?
Oh, not much. Just driving home.
Oh, that sounds fun. Oh, the guy was asking, is that a Go XLR? No, this is a Stream Deck XL.
You might want to turn off your radio.
Yeah,
Thank
or
you.
he can just mute himself. Let me turn the volume up in my headset a little bit. Alright, so I got my stream up here. I got my Stream Deck going, and I moved my mic over here. Oh, you know, it might help if my light was plugged in. I don't know if you guys know that, but they're not wireless, not yet anyways. That might help. All right, let's go to ArmCam. Look at that. I actually got this little like ball head adjustment here, so I can actually position this however I want, which is
I'm kind of curious about this one.
which is nice. So let's build a crappy printer tonight. How's that sound for you guys? I mean, I guess that's par for the course for most of them, isn't it? Build a crappy printer.
And then see how much better we can make them.
Tor, are you gonna keep an eye on Dutecord here?
Sure.
You are a moderator. All right.
That I am.
So people seem to be.
I'm also going to print ABS without an enclosure.
Do you have a death wish? Eh. They wrapped the crap out of this. This entire box is tape. Look how nice this is. 1080/60. So I actually bought a new camera for this microscope to do 1080/60, but it's HDMI out, and I've been having issues with the HDMI capture card that's not these Elgato ones. I didn't feel like spending another $120 on top of a $120 camera. And then I realized the camera that was on this arm here is actually a C-mount camera, so I put that on the microscope lens, and it's 1080/30, so whatever. All right, but this is my Logitech Brio that's on this arm here, which is Plenty of camera for what we're doing. All right. I mean, look at this. These beautiful shots. I should be a hand model.
How much was this one?
120 bucks.
Huh.
Let's see. The 3DP 180 instruction. INSTRUCTION. I think that's spelled right. Alright, so the hot bed will get up to 110C. Nozzle 260. Oh, there's a piece of paper in here. New interface software introduction. Our engineering team designed new interface for Cura software. We will use new instructions soon. New instruction just change software using and setting part. Assembly is the same as you are reading now. Yeah, we're not gonna use Cura. So bye, Felicia. We got a crappy touchscreen in here. So I'm curious to see what board they used. They do tell you, plus switch the power adapter from 220 to 110. Plus.
Better than some companies.
Plus. Contact the date transition cable after success installation. Hang on. We gotta go deep on this. There we go. Contact the date transition cable after success installation. What does that even mean? Let's
even
see.
Data transition cable.
Is there more Chinglish in here?
Like,
oh hey, open box. What does this mean? 14/2? Like, why are the pages 14/2? 14.3. Does it tell me how to open the box? It doesn't. How do I open this box, guys?
how would we get in here without knowing this instruction?
Automatic refill, continue language settings. Take out number 2 hex wrench. It's just got, looks like we're bolting the top on. Bolting the top on. I don't know if I'm just too tired for this or if this just doesn't make sense.
No, it's complete Chinglish.
What? There's stickers on here. What did they cover up?
What?
Did they like print these and they were too cheap to reprint them? I want to bet this says USB.
Did they try to fix Chinglish?
That's hilarious. USB cable, insert TF card. That's funny. Insert the filament into motor, then penetrate into the extruder gear. Oh, I'm gonna penetrate this. I'm gonna penetrate this hard.
I mean, at least they made an effort to fix it.
Yeah.
That is pretty funny.
Does it tell you what the build size should be? Okay, yeah. Custom rep wrap information. So they're showing you 180 by 180 by 180. Labor is cheap in China. Yeah, probably cheaper than reprinting the manual. Oh, email is jerry@kingroon.com. That's ballsy, Jerry. It's ballsy.
He's gonna get so many emails.
Hi, Jerry. Should I send him an email being, hi, Jerry? Alright, what is this? There's another... More tip for users.
Hey, Lightspeed.
Let's see. Again, Jerry at Kingroon. Oh, they have a YouTube channel. YouTube channel. You know we're going to this YouTube channel.
Yes, we are.
I am pulling it up right now and then I'll screen share. Man, I gotta type this whole thing out. Jerry, I'm gonna tell Jerry, I'm gonna send him an email and tell him to give me a QR code. Cause this is bullshit.
Where is everybody?
I don't know. They ran away.
You had to take that break.
I know, right?
Ruined everything.
It's almost like I had to like get my cameras ready and shit.
Drag a printer out.
Well, it was sitting here. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do like a whole stream. Like, this is just a screw around machine. All right, let's see. I'm typing the channel. This is legit. Totally legit. All right, let's hang on. Let's switch over. TV. Also, just because you guys were all complaining and bitching about it, I now downsized the TV to. I downsized the TV to 2K instead of 4K, so you guys can stop complaining. I just remember I'm Lightspeed.
Yeah.
I can hear you eating.
Reese's peanut butter cookies, man. Fuck.
Oh, that sounds good. All right, let's see. Let's see what videos. Pangpi. Oh, Kingroon user manual. Oh god. This is not the same printer. We got the generic like piano music that every Chinese company. Oh, here's a mini one. Let's see how bad this is. Oh, this is 2 minutes. We're letting this whole thing play. I'm gonna mute this sound so I don't get a copyright strike. Let's see here. I'm gonna mute my mic because I'm gonna have a vape while we're watching this. See how good. Okay. Also, just look at that PLA.
That is so tiny.
Is that what she said, Tor? Oh, look at that's a nice little spool roller. Thanks for muting the nice music they chose. Looks like this is a pretty quick assemble. I just gotta penetrate the extruder hard. Oh, I see a connector on the heated bed. Oh, T-Hammer is erected installation for easy insertion into the XZ axis. Well, I would hope it's erected if it's going to be inserting. If it's not, then it's going to have a problem.
Oh god, that solid coupler.
Yeah, they're still just piano music. Okay. I'm muting their music because they probably just stole music from somewhere, and I'm not getting a copyright claim. Did you guys like the aluminum extruder video I posted? Am I stepping my instructional video game up? Plus, make sure the voltage is 110V. Plus.
You've been doing a lot of videos lately, huh?
Did you guys like my screwing around with the flex plates?
So freaking cheesy.
I loved it. I was like just screwing around.
It was so good.
It was funny. I loved it. All right. Let me see. I need to lick the motor off button. It's almost worth spending $100 here and there on a printer just for the laughs. I need to kick the Z-axis. It says I need to kick it. Oh god.
Oh, shoot. At least you don't follow literally.
I'm
or
gonna
the
kick it.
literal
I'm gonna kick the
instructions.
Z-axis. I'm gonna go get my boots and I'm gonna kick it like Chuck Norris, just roundhouse kick it. I love how the nozzle's actually not even fully inserted into the block. Oh man. Slightly adjust the 4 screws below the platform.
That's the same screen that's on the Sidewinder, huh?
Yeah, which next week we're rolling out all the touch screens for the Crealities, and then the Sidewinder, the JG Aurora A5, and the Anycubic i3 Mega will be getting their screen conversions.
Woohoo.
Yeah, that thing's got a mind of its own, man. Freezes all the time.
Yeah, not a fan of mine on my Delta.
No, they're just garbage, which is why we're building all these replacement kits. Okay, just to like show you guys, like I have a okay. So just what's involved in doing a touchscreen conversion. So just for the CRX and the CR10S Pro. So I have a layout here of all the parts required. So if you have the CR10S Pro, you need the adapter board, the jumpers to bypass easy ABL, or their stock ABL, the LCD housing, cable clips, the custom Z-Min wire we had to make, M8 screws, the easy ABL sensor board, and then supports a virtual item. But I had to do this to figure out exactly what, because I'm making these bundles. So there'll be a product page that says CR10S Pro LCD removal kit, and it'll have all the stuff you need. There'll be one that says CR10S Pro Easy ABL LCD removal kit, and it'll have everything. So you one click, everything goes into your cart. But this is just for the CRX and the CR10S Pro. I have to do the under 5 as well still. And I've been printing, because these take 8 hours a piece to print. So, oh, there goes one. I've been printing all the housings because we're selling these on the site, and they have to be printed with support too. So, I have a feeling quite a few people will buy them. Ugh, I lost one. So, but
I really need to insulate my bed.
yeah, so anyways, yeah, so CR10S Pro, CRX, Ender 5 Plus, all getting screen deletions like Monday or Tuesday at the latest. So,
What do you replace them with? I mean, where are you?
the 12864.
Oh, okay.
These guys here. So, and I like this model that I found for the CRX. It blocks the SD card because you can't use the SD card. You have to use the one that's on the printer board. So there's no chance of them going, oh, well, I can't I can't use the SD card. Well, it's because it's not electrically connected, you know.
Hey guys.
And then I already posted these to the site. These are our new pie kits here. Did you guys see our new pie kits with the fancy? We got the Pi 4s, and I got OctoPrint 100% working on the Pi 4s. You see in there, well, there's pictures of it with the case open, but there's a actual cooling fan and everything, multiple heat sinks. And then so we can use the same AC adapter across all the product lines. I actually had these will handle 3 amps of power, USB, micro USB to USB-C, so we can use the same power adapter across all of our pie kits. And I went with the cable because if you guys ever use those little tiny dinky adapters, they can snap the ports off easily. So I want an actual cable that goes to the AC adapter.
That's nice.
And then, oh, this one's not on there. So, like, I've been I got the image done. I just got to post it to the site. So we also have this as an option. Some people wanted active cooling on the 3B, 3B Plus. So we have aluminum cases. It actually has passwords for the GPIO pins too. But nice aluminum cases. So the product lineup for the Easy Pi is we have the Easy Pi Lite, which is the 3B in the printed case that we've been selling for over a year now. We have the regular Easy Pi, which is 3B Plus in the plastic case, and then we have the Easy Pi Plus, which is the aluminum case with the active cooling, and you can either select the 3B or 3B Plus for the board. And then our Easy Pi Pro is the Pi 4, and you can select a 1 or 2 gig RAM option for that. In terms of printing, they all perform the same. The 3B is decent. We have a lot of 3Bs in service here. But where you're going to see the difference as you're going faster up in the bigger boards, you know, the 3B Plus, the 4 with 1 gig or 2 gigs is load time. So like the 4 takes about 15 seconds to start up from completely off. The 3B Plus takes about 35 to 40 seconds, and the 3B takes about a minute. So in terms of loading, and when you're doing updates or plugin installs, the 4 just kicks the crap out of all of them. But at the end of the day, they all do the same thing. And people were asking us, well, when are you guys going to have the Easy Pi with the 4? I was like, well, I don't really think it needs it. But then I started playing with it, and I'll tell you right now, I'm doing all my image development on the 4 because it's so much faster when you're doing updates and everything, if that makes sense.
Did they release a official image for the 4 yet? Or are you using your own custom build?
So I had pulled down a release can, or not even a release can, it was a beta one, and then fixed a lot of little glitches they had. But that was back in August, so I've been playing with these since August, and it worked. Well, then they released a new one a couple weeks ago, so that's the one I'm on right now, and that's a release candidate 1. And as far as I can tell, because I have one of these on one of my machines here to make sure I'm actually using it before we brought it out for sale, it's stable. I've had no crashes. I've had no issues. I realized when I put this top on, I put the lid on, rotate 180 degrees because the GPIO cutouts are not lining up. Not like it matters, but I'm anal about little stuff like that. So, but yeah, no, it works great. And the nice thing is, the image actually works. The image for the 4 also works on the 3B and 3B Plus. So I still only have to maintain one Pi image, which is nice, because that was my worry. Was, oh man, am I going to have to maintain 2 different Pi images, one for the 3 series and one for the 4? But nope, they work on everything. I can literally pop the SD card out of the 4, put in the 3 or 3B or 3B Plus, and
So you sell those all ready to go then, or what?
literally plug it in. And if your printer has a baud rate of 115/200, it'll auto connect and even pop the IP address it got from your network on the screen.
And you already set up the account and everything, or what?
Yep.
If you send your Wi-Fi information.
No, he's talking about the local account, but there's a generic account. The username and password's on our site. We actually have a field on the kit page where you can actually put in your SSID and password, and we'll pre-program it, so it'll auto-connect to your Wi-Fi when you get it.
That's cool.
So people love them. Some people do have. I think the reason some people have issues with them when they're trying to do their own OctoPrint setup is they go with really crappy SD cards, and the main thing is people try to use USB chargers for their phone to power the Pi. That's not a power supply, that's a charger. So what we have are actually 3 amp power supplies, 3 amp 5 volt power supplies. They got nice thick wires on them with a power switch too. And yeah, so this is what we ship out with these. These actually put out, when I load tested them, they put out over 3.5 amps, even though they're only rated at 3. They shut down around 4 amps. So, but your Pis are going to pull a maximum of 3. The Pi 4, Pi 3B Plus, none of them, even when I ran synthetic loads, none of them tripped the undervoltage protection. Or not the protection, but the warning, like where the red light shuts off. Now, our direct wire adapter, which is the 5 volt step down, because that's output is fixed at around 5, and then by the time the power gets into the Pi 4, and it's a little more power hungry, it usually ends up getting about 4.8, which can trigger the Pi low power warning, but it runs just fine. It just will drop the CPU speed a little bit. But I'm not advertising that add-on with the Pi 4s because I don't want to get a million emails going, well, it says it's undervolting, even though it works just fine. So, but yeah, so these are ready to rock and roll. I got a ton of them in the shop. And right now, we only got a couple of 3B plus boards. We got a lot of 3Bs, but like the Pi inventory in general from, like we've used Arrow. I try to go to Micro Center if I can because they're about an hour from us. But no one's got the 3B pluses in stock. Like I think the only place I found was Adafruit. So Rand's asking, does OctoPrint replace my slicer? It can actually. It has Cura built into it. I have never sliced on the Pi, just so anybody's wondering, because I use S3D.
It's not very good.
Yeah, you get like 1 or 2 profiles, and that's you can't really adjust it.
Yeah.
It's click and go.
Yeah.
It's
So
really,
yes,
really old.
you can slice on the Pi, but it's just a stripped down version of Cura. I use Simplify 3D, and then I shoot my G code over the network to it.
It's like a generate or a 3 point something. It's a way old version
Yeah.
too of Cura.
But then what this does is you put the G code on here, you plug this into your printer via USB, and then you can shut your computer down. You're not screwing around with SD cards. You're shooting your G code over to this, over your network, your Wi-Fi, your LAN, and then you can shut your computer down. So this is literally a computer in a box here. There are HDMI and audio ports on here. These are not used. This is literally meant to put your printer on the network. That's all that this does. It's a control for your printer. You can put a webcam on, do time lapses, remote access.
And if you use like Prusa Slicer, you can go right into it. You can just basically slice it and shoot it right into the Pi.
Yep. Yeah. So, and like we're actually using Class 10 Kingston memory cards on all those. Those are usually the brand we go with because I think out of like 600 or 700, I think we've had like 2 that actually had failures.
Yeah, Kingston's fine. Never had a problem with them.
They're solid. I can get them for under $10 locally, and that way if I get a bad one, I can just go and swap them out. I've also used Verbatim or Verbatim or whatever you want to call it. But I stick with those 2 brands, and I don't know if you guys, should we even offer like a larger size than 32 gigs? Because I feel like 32 gigs is like more than enough even for tons of time lapses and everything.
Yeah, even for high quality time lapses, 32 is well more than.
Yeah, and like these cards, the write speed on these are about 25 to 30 megs a second over my USB 3 card reader, and the read speeds are about 50 to 60 megabytes per second, which is more than enough for what these are doing. I think you're going to bottleneck, especially on the 3B and 3B Plus, you're going to bottleneck on the board itself before the SD card ever becomes a problem. So, but let's see. I'm just checking chat here.
If you don't keep it clean, if you don't clean off the old files, you'll run out of space on it.
Yeah, I've never cleaned ours out. We've got some that have 32 gig cards, and I haven't cleaned them out in over 2 years, and they're still trucking along. But you can go through and clear out your stuff.
I think mine's got a 16 gig, but I've run out of mine plenty of times. No, never mind. I take that back. Mine's only 8 gig.
Yeah, Dr. Jekyll, if you guys already have a Pi kit from us, you're not going to get much out of upgrading. I just put the 4s into the lineup because a lot of people want the 4s. I'm sure eventually the OctoPrint project will start doing stuff that'll take advantage of the 4s, so it's more of a future-proofing thing. And they're
Getting
not.
The USB-C charging makes it worth it, though. You know what I mean? Like that cable is so much better than what came on the other ones.
Well, the thing is, if you have the right power adapter, and like I said, I think that's where a lot of people have issues, is they buy crappy power adapters that aren't actually power adapters. You know?
I mean, like the micro USB-C or the micro USB one is so weak.
I've never had issues with them.
I've only had one break, but having the USB-C type USB-C is nice.
Yeah,
You have the worst luck in the world anyway, Steven. So.
Yeah, so I'm let me sort this by price here. So just so people see the lineup here. So we have the Lite is $89, the regular Easy Pi, which is one we've been selling with the 3B Plus, is $99. The Easy Pi Plus, which is the 3B or the 3B Plus, you can actually select it, is $104.
That's a great price, actually.
Yeah, they're especially for something that's literally you plug it in and it's ready to go. I don't think that's bad at all.
I mean, if you did it yourself, you'd be what, $70 probably for the card and the power adapter.
And that's assuming you got all the right stuff. Like the thing is, we've already made sure all this stuff works together. Like the power adapter works correctly; it doesn't undervolt. Like we've got,
and you got a cooling fan in there, right?
So the Plus and the Pro have a cooling fan. The 3B and 3B Plus don't really need active cooling, but we have heat sinks on the CPUs inside the plastic casing. Now, in our print farm, which those are on 24/7, 365, the max temp I've ever seen on any of them is right around 59C, which is more than low enough in terms of the processor temperature. So
mine's wrapped in duct tape and stuck behind my printer.
I mean, I could even see here. Here, let me see. This one's printing right now. Now, this is our... Now, we also have... So, like, another thing is not only are you getting everything, like, all the hardware is solid, there's plugins going already on here, already set up, bed visualizer, nicer... I simplified the interface here. You can see right here. So, this Pi is literally underneath the bed on my Ender 3, like, mounted right below there, and this has been running for months, and it's only at 60C while printing, and that's with a webcam on it right now. So it's more than adequate. So, oh, well, now it decides it's 58. But point is, they run fine with just a heatsink. So, but yeah, so we have multiple different options. So yeah, the light is a 3B. You get the AC adapter, the mounting. These actually bolt to the extrusion. These are printed case. And then they have the heatsink on there. And then we actually carry Logitech. We either have the C270s or 310s. They're literally the same camera, just a slightly different body. But you can also add that. We carry them. They're only $26, which is an okay price. It's not a hell of a deal, but if you're buying it from us anyways. But you can see here on all these pages, you can put in your wireless name and password. It will pre-configure this for you before we ship it out. So... but yeah, the Plus is the 3B. So here, I even got pictures of the inside, so you guys can see all the guts. So here's a 3B with the fan, the cover removed here. And then I go to the Pro. We actually have multiple heat sinks on this one and the 3B. So what we did here, so there's the RAM. We actually have this little spacer heatsink that allows the heatsink and fan to contact not only the CPU, but also the memory. So the memory and the processor on the 4 are being cooled by this heatsink and fan here, and they're silent. You can't even hear them running. So, and these just get power off the GPS. So we pre-set up all this stuff, we build it, and then you guys just plug it in and use it. So, and you can see here, like I was saying, this includes the power conversion to go from the micro to the USB-C, because it was I wanted to get USB-C power adapters like this, but it was more of a headache and they weren't as good a quality. So I was like, you know what? I contacted the same supplier that makes our adapters for us. I was like, can you guys just make me these with, like, 20 gauge power wires here? And they did it. So it works great. But yeah, you can select here. So on the Pi 4s, you can select the 1 gig or 2 gig RAM option. And I think the 1 gig is $129. I think it's like $10 more. Yeah, it's $10 more for the 2 gig. So, but they all work. It all depends on, how much you want to spend on it. But we got, this is the Easy Pi Lite is actually cheaper than the other, because I think we were selling them for $110. So we've got everything from $90 all the way up to like $130 for the Pro. So
sweet.
Yeah. I think I've covered the whole lineup of the Pi options. I don't think anybody can be like, well, I wanted this Pi or that Pi. The only thing we don't have is a Pi 4 with 4 gigs, which you don't need it. The 2 gigs is overkill. The 1 gig is fine. But it's like, I'm not going to even do the 4 gigs. It's not worth it. And they're really expensive. So.
Hey, Tim, you said your ABL, the Pro kit, it'll detect glass, you said? I saw it earlier.
Yeah.
Yep. Do I have a glass sheet in here?
I've had mine on glass.
I thought I had to have like some metallic tape or something behind it, no?
You were watching,
that's
you're watching too much Design Prototype Test, my friend.
No, I'm watching I thought Tom Samalander or whatever his name is
Yeah,
said that.
when you do that, when you do that, you're leveling the bottom of that Sorry, my mic's cutting out on Discord. You're leveling the bottom of your glass. Why would you want to level the surface you're not printing on?
So they're leveling the bottom and then doing an offset. Is that what he's doing? Or no?
Sorry, I stepped away. I was trying to find the glass sheet that came with the stove all. No, it's not even. That's assuming you probably get close because it's going to be similar on either side. But if the glass is warped on one side but not on the other, it's not going to compensate for that.
So your sensor is actually detecting the top of the glass.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's detected the top of my glass for over 2 years.
Yeah, you may have to adjust your offsets a tad if you're using it. Like if you're going back and forth between glass and a PEI sheet or an easy mat, maybe just a little bit. But
like for the.
What about?
Go
What
ahead.
about like on the Sidewinder glass? Is that?
It'll work fine.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying
It'll
to figure
detect
out
it all.
what sensor I'm gonna get for the Sidewinder, and
We're gonna be supporting that machine in like less than a week, so just throwing that out there.
I'm gonna have to do it on it though. That's like I'm getting ready to
Better
tear it apart.
AVL.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You can just hook it up as a probe.
And stuff.
Yep, it works as a normally open. It emulates a normally open end stop switch, is what it does.
But then you gotta have power to it, right?
Yep, 12 to 24 volts is what it takes. All right, let's see here.
You can take that right from the Pi too if you don't want to run power.
Yeah, that's true because we actually have step-up adapters that will take the 5 volt from your Pi and step it up to 12, and it's got a little
Well, I
barrel
won't need
jack.
a Pi on it, right? If you have a Duet, you won't need that.
Go ahead and actually use a Duet, and then let me know. Because if you use the Pi,
I have one.
yeah,
I have one.
their web interface is so basic. Like,
Have you seen their new one though?
yeah, their new one uses a
latest
Raspberry Pi.
No. The new Duet version that just came out, the 3.
Yeah, their modular one with the little RJ11 connectors to go between the CAN bus.
No, I'm talking about the web interface. The web interface is way better than it used to be.
They demoed it at one of those shows, and they had a Pi connected to it running OctoPrint. That's what they were recommending. Well, I think OctoPrint is. Here's the thing, Duet, like you can't. There's no like plugins right now. Like it's very limited. It's literally just checking the box to say we have a web interface.
I mean, doing the macros is another way to basically achieve a lot of what a plugin would do. You can do anything that the printer can do through a macro.
Yeah, but you can't do like web access through like plugins like OctoPrint Anywhere and stuff like that. Or did they finally get time lapses working where you can do time lapses with webcam?
Yeah, you can do that. You can actually hook a Wisecam to it.
No, I'm talking about like a USB, not a IP camera.
Oh, you're talking about that you can hook into the board itself?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I don't know actually.
Like that's the thing. I'm spoiled with Octoprint. Like once you have does this thing have a linear fucking rail in it? What?
Wait, what?
You're talking about taking a Logitech camera.
Hold the fuck up.
The board. Linear rails.
This has
120?
Yeah.
It's a little chunky, but
sorry. My personal opinion is that the Duet they have a web interface in that you can connect to it and do basic stuff with it, but OctoPrint is way more powerful.
Their price is about to shoot up on Amazon.
Should I put my affiliate link in there?
Absolutely.
Hang on, let me put my affiliate link in. Because that's my home automation money.
hey, I think I know the answer to this already, but any reason why I can't use your board for a custom build?
You're just not going to have as seamless of a experience, but it is in official Marlin. So if you go download Marlin 2.0, our board is in there. So if you have a Creality LCD screen, you can use that, or you can use a 12864 with the dual LCD adapter board that we have. The SD card's just not going to work because it's not broken out onto those pins. You'll use the SD card on the board, not the LCD.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but yeah, there's nothing stopping you from it. We just it'd be too much work for us to support it custom.
Yeah, yeah.
But absolutely, you definitely can. I put one in my buddy's printer because he put it in his Ender 3, and then he had some weird Core XY. But it's just like any other board. The only caveat is, like I said, the LCD. You can't use the SD card on the LCD, but it does work with the 12864s that we carry. So that little $5 board is an adapter one that'll let you connect to. What was I going to do? Oh, I was going to YouTube to put the link in the video description here.
All right, I can just get your board, and I can pick up the LCD replacement kit and use that.
On what printer?
I don't know yet. Just thinking about my next custom build.
Yeah, no, they're like I said, like I truly believe like the boards that we have, they're solid. Like they'll stand up to whatever you put through them. And if you want to, like you can definitely run up to 20 amps through a MOSFET, but you're just gonna need to replace that fuse.
Oh, that's the other thing. When you get MOSFETs back in stock.
About a week and a half. I just pinged my supplier about an hour ago asking when the next batch was coming in.
All right, cool.
So, because I did that video and then was like, they were already like down to 30 when I posted the video, and we didn't sell a ton of them. Okay. Yeah, she just messaged me back actually. She's like, I can ship them out to you tomorrow. Cool. So that means if they're shipping them DHL, I should have them in about 3 to 4 days then.
Cool.
Yeah. The funny thing is, they're actually made by Feistek. That's the one product they actually did good design on. Like out of all their crap.
I was surprised when I saw it. I'm like, oh man, Tim is always shitting on Feistek, and he's using a Feistek MOSFET.
Well, to be fair, they probably actually had somebody who knew what they were doing to design that.
Yeah,
I couldn't design one and have it manufactured for as cheap as they can do. Like it'd be like $20-$30 if we had our own done, and it works. I have some here that are 2 years old that still run great. So I sell what works. It's that simple.
It's just like any manufacturer, you have good parts and bad parts. But yeah, their boards are. Every time I log onto Facebook, I see shit being talked about their boards.
It's funny. They have, I don't know if you saw it here in our customer group, but they have a mention on their product page complaining about us publicly showing the flaws with the board, and then they're fixing it. Supposedly. Yeah, but they didn't fully fix it. They didn't fully fix it because that Rui Raptor guy did an update. And the pins for the screw terminals are too long, and when you put into the printer, it grounds out the pins for the MOSFET and the power, or for the hot end, the bed, and the power. They dig into the chassis of the Ender 3 and the 5 and ground out the board because the pins are too long. Ugh. Like, how do you screw that up? Oh, actually, I know how they screwed up. They actually never have fitted this board into a damn printer. Let me see here. I mean, it's just like it's embarrassing, to be completely honest, and and dangerous is the most thing, or the most part of concern. Here, I'm going to share, where's my TV? Here we go. So here, why does USB power flow back into the PSU? At time of design, we thought that plugging the USB is just to update the firmware. So they're saying they don't intend you to use USB printing at all. That's their defense. At other times, you will use the SD card for printing. Even if you use USB printing, it should be a short time debugging. So they're literally telling you right here, I'm not making this up. This is their product page. I will scroll back up for the haters. This is their official store, and this is their product listing. So, y'all whining about me calling these guys out for making crap can shove it.
Yeah, so
basically they're telling you don't use USB printing. It should only be used for short time. You should only be printing over an SD card. So here's their excuse. Wah. There's other boards that do this, and nothing went wrong. that doesn't make it right. That doesn't. They're excusing shit design because other Chinese crap does it. Our crap doesn't do it. Some of Creality's boards don't do it. Their original, I have one sitting here. The original Creality Melzi boards did not backfeed. That's why they had the jumper. That's how it should be. So here, this should be a way of testing over time until TH3D promotes this problem in the whole world. I think this will cause confusion for many people. So I will solve this problem whether or not it will cause problems. And it was already solved on the 1.2a version. However, it's not. There should be a total of 0 volts feeding back through the board, okay? He got his multimeter out here. So here, where is it? Does he show the pins here? Here.
Thing about the screw type connector pins, the ones used by FISEC are longer when compared with the ones used on Creality boards.
Yeah, so you can see here.
Of your printer.
Look at that.
Can't see that. Hold on.
There shouldn't be that much of a delay. I have the stream set on a lower latency. Yeah, let's just ground those out to the chassis. That'd be great.
Ooh, ow.
No big deal, right? Where's the USB? Did he do the USB backfeed? He did. I had watched this video because I want to see how much other crap they screwed up. There we go.
1.1.5 silent.
Where is it? Yeah, we know the Creality ones do that.
Version, and this time we only get 1.
There, we only get 1 volt. There should be a total of 0.
The hell, man?
There should be a total of 0 volts going back. That's the power input terminal, okay, that the 5 volt is feeding back through. So they said they fixed it. They didn't fix it. But I think it's hilarious that literally TH3D is in here.
Right?
It's not solved in their version.
China, people. We influence China.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, that was a funny segue. But yeah, our board feeds a total of 0 volts back when you're running it there, because that's how it should be. All right, well, I'll start ranting about crappy Chinese boards, and let's get to this build here, and people can feel free to ask questions in the chat. All right, so my T-nuts are erect, so they can penetrate my Z-axis. That's how I like to start off the stream, with things being erect and penetrating things. All right. Making sure they're erect in the right direction here. Got a lot of T-nuts on this thing. But yeah, I thought that was pretty comical that they're literally just like whining that they got called out. I can just,
even though it could be a problem, it's not a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to find out till you're well out of the warranty period. And if anything, it'll cause a problem with your power supply more than the board itself. But it just points out poor design, like they don't know what they're doing. And that was the excuse they gave me when I posted in their group. They're like, "Well, Arduinos do it." Yeah, the Chinese ones. So they're obviously just copying designs from other companies and other open source stuff. Or I should say Chinese hack jobs of them. Alright. Let's see, let me put these M5s in the bottom here. I mean, there's not much assembly. This even has a filament sensor.
Filament sensor, metal extruder, linear rail.
Yeah.
Not bad for the price.
I'm curious to know what board's in here.
Like, my cousin wants a... I want to get my cousin a 3D printer for Christmas. This might be,
You're okay with
contender.
selling them a possible death trap? I see. You must not like your
Well,
cousin that much.
we'll see. We'll see. It's between this and, like, an Ender 2. Or
What is this,
something like
does this come with like a brick power supply or what?
No, it's a full-size power supply, but they're using a 2-pin barrel plug on it, which is really weird. So this must not pull that much power.
I don't even see it.
It's right here.
Maybe
Oh,
150
It's 20.
watt bed.
It's 24 volt. It's a 350 watt power supply. 24 volt might not be that bad. Over that barrel jack. All right, let me see here. I want to check the print quality on these bed leveling knobs. They're not terrible. They're not atrocious. Come on, Logitech. Can we like focus for once? It's like all I want from a camera. There we go. They actually have the nozzle leveling on the build plate. Is this like a flex plate? Oh, it's like that magnet Creality style crap plate. Do you know what I mean? Like that. It feels like a limp dick.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
should I get flex plates made for the Kingroon?
What's the size?
I think it's 180 by 180. Yeah, this magnet doesn't feel like much of anything. I'm willing to bet this is going to be rough once I heat it up.
Are there any other printers that are that size? I can't remember.
Ooh.
Ender 2 is 165.
Ooh, that's over tightened. Oh, that eccentric's grabbing. They actually put an eccentric on here. Yeah, they over tightened the shit out of this. This looks like a Creality X carriage, guys.
If it is, it has a ton of upgrades that would be perfect for it.
Judging by the cable going to the heater, these are the same color cables as the 50 watt heater cartridges we carry. Is this like a little secret printer that's actually pretty good that no one knows about? These bed springs are pretty laughable though. Aside from Nereus, have you guys seen anybody else do anything on this machine?
Oh, be cut out again.
I said aside from Nereus, have you guys seen anybody else do anything on this printer?
I don't think so. I've heard it mentioned before. I can't remember from where though.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it. Well, I think that's it. I think we're built. Yeah, it does have a linear rail on the Y. Feels pretty solid. Alright. Let's plug her in and see what happens. Oh wait, that's my soldering iron. Let's not plug that in. That won't help.
How straight is that threaded rod?
Pretty straight. It's not looking like Elton John, that's for sure. Filament sensor's a little loosey-goosey. No, there's a nylon lock nut on the bottom, so I guess that's not terrible. Power supply. Hey, at least I give you a spool holder, unlike fucking TiVo.
Yeah.
Like, come on. This is a $130 printer. You can't include a fucking spool holder in your printers that are like $300-400. Like, get out of here. Alright, it's already set to 110. Oh, I heard a beep. Kingroon. Home all. Home Z. Home Z. Oh, I'm an idiot. I have to plug Z in. See, there's a lot of little details on this that are actually pretty nice. And that's how you know China's labor is super cheap, because all that stuff takes a lot of labor to do. But it doesn't matter, because China. My belt's a little out of whack, or alignment here on the Y. Okay, well it all homed, so that's a plus. It's like whatever Chinese guy put this together at the factory assembled this little lopsided. Looking a little Italian here. They have cheap labor there. I never said it was good labor. I'm pretty sure
the price. It's like you can get 3 of these for Cruiser Mini.
Shots fired. Yeah, they put the idler pulley on backwards here for the Y.
Late 16-hour shift.
It was late. Yeah, I'm just gonna flip this pulley around, because that should be, just based on the alignment, it should be reversed.
Welcome, guys.
Hey, Rush.
Oh god, do I hear Nearies?
Oh, there's Naries.
Yep.
Alright.
He's got the Kingroon.
Cover thy buttholes. Nearies is here.
I might have one.
What's up, Neries?
It's not looking too bad.
They put my Y pulley on backwards.
How close is that?
Surprisingly nice for the price.
It is. For the price, yes, it is surprisingly nice. Like,
Take apart that bearing block and clean up the linear rail, and it'll really run nice.
whose microphone sounds like cancer? Chris, how do you not have a better microphone and headset? Or just some, you know, get some earpods, you know, the earpods Pro.
I'm sure you have some contact that has.
I'm sure you know some Chinese person that can hook you up with some headphones.
Right.
Hell, I'll send you a pair. I got earbuds laying around. I'll send you a pair. I will say though, I'm wearing the Corsair HS70s, and for $100, they're comfy, they sound good, and they're wireless.
It's just a matter of convenience. I use the phone.
Yeah, it's I'm on my phone too. I'm
on my phone too.
You peasants.
I'm Discording through my phone and Chromecasting to the TV while laying in bed.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a king-like peasant.
Ooh, what are you wearing, Chris?
Underwear and a t-shirt.
Ooh, baby.
Are you in your twin bed?
Actually, I just got rid of the twin bed. I now have a queen bed.
He's got to have room for all the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
The cats really like the bigger bed.
Oh, I didn't know you had cats. How many cats you got, Chris?
Yeah, we got 2 kittens.
Oh, Tim just let it out.
Murder machines in training.
He's not watching your channel, Chris.
Yeah, they're all over the channel.
Yeah, Tim.
If it makes it feel any better, I barely have time to go back and watch my stuff to make sure it uploaded correctly.
Tim, I know how many cans of cream corn Chris has.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I have about 1,500 cans of food.
Yeah, he's also got 4 packages.
Are you becoming a prepper, Chris?
Oh,
no, when things started to go bad for our family, when I realized that things were going downhill, there was a limit to what I could do, of course. I didn't have a lot of money. But in my research, I found out that most people end up losing their home when they have to make a choice between food and the rent payment.
Oh,
so I said, okay, I have access to cheap food, so I filled the house with food so we would never have to make that choice. So I usually have about 6 to 7 months of food at all times.
It's seriously impressive, man. Watching that channel is like, the one thing you have so organized is like your food sources, man, are like amazing. I mean, it really is amazing.
This PTFE tube is super short.
I go to the store and buy 1 bag of Doritos at a time.
Same.
Well, when you gotta feed 8 people on about $250 a month, you learn to buy really, really cheap.
Dude, you're my hero, man. I watch that channel. I think, man, someday I'm gonna buy a place in New Mexico and get a school bus.
That was a clutch move. When you did that, I was like,
it was awesome.
Damn, that's smart as shit.
Awesome.
Cheaper than doing movers.
Actually, the rental truck was $4,500. The bus was $2,800.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. I was like, that's a no-brainer.
That wasn't a moving crew. That was just the truck.
Yeah.
But that's why people watch your channels, because like, dude, you're like legit free. You know what I mean? Like, nobody else is legit free like that. Like, you have total freedom.
Chris, I saw you got the bus unloaded.
Yes. Oh, Mike from Albuquerque. I don't want to say his full name because he seems to have a privacy thing, and I respect that. But, oh my God, he gave me so much help yesterday. It was ridiculous. Day before yesterday. We pretty much emptied the whole bus. I mean, all I did was transfer the piles from the bus to the containers, but the bus is mostly empty.
Yeah, now you can sort through everything.
And I did some basic sorting, so all the printer stuff is in the first container, all the kitchen and household stuff I want access to is in the first container, and all my rockets and everything else is in the third container.
Oh God, I'm dropping bolts.
I think Monday I'll be posting that video.
Okay, my extruder's at 100, my bed's already at 60, so...
But now you got all your printers out, right?
Well, no, most of the printers are actually still in the bus. They're in those 2 giant crates up front. And obviously we didn't get those out. But all the loose printers and everything else that wasn't in those 2 giant crates, they're all out.
I almost came and saw you when I was in Albuquerque a couple months ago, man.
You should have. You're welcome.
I want to see all the printers.
You're gonna let random weirdos from the internet in your house, Chris?
Why not? I got Mr. 12 gauge.
Yeah.
You got a little with a birdshot and buckshot?
No, I just like a canned food drive. I gotta show up with a couple canned goods and I'm good.
There you go. My 3D printed blunderbuss, and I'll load it with a can of food.
That's what you gotta do, Chris. You have a canned food drive. You can come see me if you bring some canned foods.
Well, back in Pennsylvania, I had access to very, very cheap canned goods. Like, most of those veggies were $4 for $1, $6 for $1, even some of them were $8 for $1.
So are you all done? I remember you were trying to get out from underneath all the crap from the house and your dad and all that. Is that all done now? Like you're done and over with?
Yes, I am free of all that now.
Awesome.
I am bone dead broke and poor, but I'm also debt free, and I am totally okay with that.
Yeah, that's worth it.
You're free in every way, man. You got your house, you got everything all set up. I mean, I don't know, man. When you said you were gonna do that and you started doing it, I thought you were crazy as hell.
Yeah, I realized about about Kentucky just how crazy it was.
Yeah.
I wish. I mean, we're the only debt we have is our mortgage, but I wish we didn't have that.
Yeah, me
Well,
too.
I'll never have that ever again. I'll eat my own shotgun before I let somebody own me like that again.
Yeah, I've been through debt before. It's not fun.
It's less fun when it's somebody else's debt forced upon you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing my own debt. I spent it. I have to pay it. But when you have somebody say, "Oh yeah, this $200,000 debt, you're paying it now,"
Yeah, that's messed up.
How do they do that? Because they leveraged your house that you were in? Is that how that worked? Or how come you couldn't just walk away from it?
because I would have to walk away from my house.
Yeah. And so you were doing everything you could do to try to salvage something out of the house then?
I had to. That's the only capital I had to balance out the debt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So basically, they because legally the house was mine, and I talked to a lawyer, and the lawyer said you could fight and you would probably win because the contract is valid. But because my dad never recorded the ownership change with the county still had the house as being owned by him. Now, that doesn't mean anything as far as legal ownership, but that does mean something as far as, what do you call it when they attach your house? A lien, when they get liens on your house.
Yeah.
So basically, when the city declared that my house was part of my dad's estate and therefore part of probate, all of my dad's debt holders were able to apply liens on my house for his debts.
Jeez. Where's your mom at? You said your mom's still alive, huh? Or no?
Yeah, she's in Tennessee.
Oh, but nothing to do with the house, huh?
No, nothing to do with the house.
Mm. That's cool. You took your sister though, man. That was cool too. It's kind of neat to see how you treat your sister, man. It's pretty awesome.
I honestly don't know how anybody could live with making a choice to leave someone like her behind. I mean, how could you do that? I mean,
but there was a time where she didn't want to go, right?
Well, she wanted to stay with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend convinced her to stay with him. He's very controlling.
Is your
she's very susceptible.
I don't know if I'm thinking of you or someone else. Isn't your sister like? Doesn't she need like assistance with living?
Yes, to a point. She's mentally challenged.
Okay. Okay. I couldn't remember if it was you or someone else.
She's not dumb or anything, but she's immature.
Gotcha.
So it takes her longer to learn things, and the biggest issue is emotional. She's easily swayed by authority figures, and the problem is that makes her very susceptible to mental abuse.
Yeah, it's not good.
When you used to get the streams and she'd call you from the porn shop. Yes, Michelle, I'm recording right now.
Well, she gets lonely, and I understand that.
I know.
I hated so much having her work there, just not because of the kind of place it was, just her being alone.
Yeah. So she put the counter there, or what?
Yes.
Wow.
I had no choice. There's no other way to run the place.
Yeah.
If I lost that place, that's it. They take the house, they take everything.
If you don't mind me asking, how much in like revenue did that place do a month? I'm just curious. Cause like with Amazon and stuff,
Did pretty good. I was making, what was it?
I'm not asking profit.
About 150, 160,000 a year, and that was with me running the place like hell, just because I had no capital.
Is that profit or revenue?
Revenue. That's revenue. But
okay.
There's not a whole lot of difference between profit and revenue there, because there's not a whole lot of costs, except for the very extreme.
So you had
rents.
really good margins on everything then.
Oh yeah, we would make 300 to 500% on everything, and half of what we did was cost of electricity. You know, peep shows, live shows, stuff like that.
I'm lucky if I get 100% margin on the stuff I sell.
The problem was there was a lot of graft. There was a lot of stealing going on, so a lot of the money never made it where it was supposed to go.
That's unfortunate. Because I mean, even just a little shop like that, like, you know, 150,000 in revenue, if your margins are high, that's enough for like a family to live off of. You know, more than enough.
Well, it kept us going for 30 years, so.
Yeah.
The problem with the last 3 years is it was, in fact, that shop is what kept me from getting health insurance in Pennsylvania. Even though I brought home no money from it, they said, prove it. I was like, how do you prove you don't make money? Because all the money from the shop went to paying off the debts.
Yeah. All right, I'm doing the first print here. Yeah, this magnet is real weak on here. Like, I got the bed at 60, and it's like, doesn't even, like...
I don't think mine had a magnet.
This one has,
So
like,
that's
this one has, like, the crappy Creality one.
Easy peasy crap.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Slap a plate on it.
Well, I was saying I might have to get some Easy Flexes going for the Kingroon.
Just take your Ender 2 one or your Ender 3 one and slap it on there. It's okay if it extends out the front and right.
The Ender 2 is
How big is that?
165, so it'll be a little small.
Use the Ender 3 one.
No, I mean, I might actually get them cut because I can do, like, if I'm ordering other stuff, like, it's total quantity of plates sometimes. It really depends on, like, where their production is. If he's got other stuff going on, the guy that cuts them. So sometimes I can slip them in, so I might just, I don't know, what the hell, might as well. It's printing,
Cool.
It's printing.
It's a nice little machine.
It is, so far, it seems good. Do you know what board is in here? I'm going to open it up after I'm done. It's printing a foodclip.g code.
I wish they would stick the Nano in there so that we would have that better touchscreen UI.
Well, this is actually, is this the same size as the Prusa Mini? You may want to get some flex plates anyway so people can stock up on those.
We carried MK3 flex plates for a very reasonable price, and I ended up having to take a loss on those.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we sold them
Yeah,
for literally
I saw them
$2.
up. They disappeared quick.
Yeah, they were $2 a plate, and I was losing $3 a plate on those. And that's not including shipping.
Available.
People who have the MK3s, though, wanted the official MK3 sheet. You may get a better turnout with the Mini just because they're going to get to so many hands.
Yeah, the Prusa fanboys want to keep sucking that Prusa dick. I have an MK3. I'm not impressed. Like, I was really let down by it.
Yeah, but you know how to make these machines sing.
Yeah, but I could take a $200 printer, sell it for $600 with a ton of upgrades on it, and still make money on it. That'll print better than a Prusa.
True, but the end-to-end experience for a person who has no experience is not that bad with Prusa.
Yeah, but I could do that with any other machine with our support people behind it. You know?
Oh, by the way, take that cap off that I'm staring at in the middle of the camera right now, and you should be able to slap an Ender 2 spool mount right to the top of it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Is it tapped already? I mean, I have a tap and die set.
Check, I think it is. I think I remember it being tapped. I'm not sure.
Nope, we're not tapped.
Well,
I'd rather
easier to
get
tap.
a couple Ender 3s over a Prusa.
So here's the thing, my Prusa has been reliable, but the problem is there's artifacts on the sidewalls. It almost looks like salmon skin, except it's not. And I don't get that with the Creality machines that are $250. So in my opinion, it's unacceptable that a printer that's $1,000 prints worse than a printer that's $300.
Wait a minute, you get salmon skin on the Prusa?
No.
It's
not
that
salmon
extrusion thing, whatever, that doesn't exist. It's, clearly because I didn't build the printer correctly, even though it was theirs.
It's the GitHub 602, and you can tune it out. I mean, mine's tuned out. I don't get sidewalls like that.
Well, I shouldn't have to tune it out for a printer I spent $1,000 on.
Good point.
Yeah, maybe, but I mean, it's about setting the Bondtech gears up right, and setting extruders.
Prusa built the damn thing.
Yeah, but you gotta do that on any printer. You gotta.
I shouldn't have to do it on a $1,000 printer. That's the whole point of spending $1,000 on a damn printer.
Not real, and there's no printer you don't have to tune. Right?
The Prusa is tuned. It's the problem was something's wrong with the hardware. So I actually bought Bondtech's upgrade kit because people told me that fixes it 100% of the time. So
it won't though. I'm telling you,
I swear to God, if it doesn't, I'm just gonna scrap the thing. Like, I'm that fed up with it.
Scrap it right into my mailbox.
Hell no, scrap it into mine.
No, I'm serious. If that doesn't fix it, I'm done screwing with it. I'm going to just take it apart. Like, that's how fed up with it I am.
the only way I've gotten it to fix is I have a homemade Bondtech on mine, and then I have a Mosquito. But that doesn't make any difference. But
Someone
I
also
tune
said that
every
if you swap their heat break out for that weird Prusa one, that helps.
no, that's for jamming. But if you do the like every time I have to load filament on it, I keep a list of all my filament. I measure it. I do an extrusion width test, and then I adjust
But
the
I just
extrusion
put
multiplier.
I throw whatever the hell I want in these Chinese machines, and they don't have that issue. That's the whole point.
No, I get it. I'm just saying, like, whether it's a Sidewinder or the Artemis, whatever, I measure the filament, I put it in the slicer, I do an extrusion width test, and that's how you get nice, clean sidewalls. I mean, consistently out of it. I don't know how else to get around it. That's the only way.
I think Prusa's problem is actually some subconscious pride. He knows what he needs to do to make his printers perfect. He needs to use
But
aluminum extrusion.
that would be.
But then he's just copying everybody else, and
I
he's
don't
not
think it's.
differentiating himself.
I don't think it's the frame. The frame's not bad on that machine. It's this weird, bizarre issue. See, like here's the thing: when the issues crop up with these Chinese machines, it's really easy to fix them. But like their stuff is quite different from the other ones, and despite reprinting the parts, rebuilding the damn thing, changing the gears, it still hasn't gotten rid of the issue.
It's all in the design of the extruder. The extruder's goofy, and when you get it, the filament path isn't straight. You know what I mean? So like when it's feeding filament, it not only does it transfers heat into the filament really bad, so it softens the filament, but it also starts binding up and makes little ridges in it, and so the extrusions aren't consistent. It doesn't come out of the nozzle consistent.
Right, that's what it is. But their whole thing was they have a whole article about how it's not their fault. Like, but it is. Like that's the whole thing. They don't want to admit fault because then they have to fix it.
Look, Tim, I agree with you 100%. I think he's an egotistical asshole in most instances, but my experience with them was I had a power supply, an INC board, whatever I get on chat, boop it a boop, it was cut here 2 days later. So from a support standpoint, I've never had that good of an experience. So, but I still had the extrusion problem. Everybody has it. Guys like Filament Frenzy, spend months, years, maybe tuning it out. You know what I mean?
Well, the point is, if I'm gonna spend that much time, I can sit down and 5 hours. I can have an Ender 3 that prints nicer than it for less money.
No, and I agree. I totally agree with you. I think this Sidewinder prints better than that. The stock.
That's the whole point I'm trying to make. If this was like a $400 or $500 printer, maybe it's excusable. But the fact is, if I put let's just say a stock Ender 3, okay, I put my bed loving on it, I put my filament sensor on it, I throw my tough extruder on there, put a Meanwhile power supply on it, that thing will outprint my Prusa with the stock board with the 4988 drivers. Then you throw our board in there, you got 32-bit with Trinamics. I have the same feature set as the Prusa that prints better for less money. Like that's the whole point I'm trying to make. It all has to do with the cost of the machine versus what you get on the output. I'm willing to bet this little thing that's $130 will not have that issue.
Yeah.
That's the whole point I'm trying to make. Like, it shouldn't have those problems. You shouldn't have to spend months and hours tuning it out. They should already have that done for you. Like if it's a tuning issue, I've tried their slicer, I've tried S3D, I've tried Cura. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. It's a physical issue with the machine.
The Mini has that new. I don't know if it's a Hermes copy or whatever, but that if you think about it, it eliminates all the variants. What happens when you print that whole extruder body, right? You have no two extruder bodies are identical. There's always going to be a little variances in it. And
aren't they using?
I think the Mini is going to have, a solid aluminum.
The prints coming off their Minis look decent.
Yeah,
Isn't the Mini a Bowden?
Yeah, it is. It's a Bowden.
But it has no printed parts at all. As far as the extruder assembly goes,
yeah.
It's all aluminum, cast aluminum. So
what was I gonna? Oh yeah, hang on.
I know you saw me making fun of the Prusa in-house print quality. That didn't look too good.
Yeah, that's the thing. People complain about our print quality on some of our parts sometimes, and I'm looking at mine, and I'm looking at the parts we do for really cheap. For what we charge for prints, it's stupid cheap.
Their parts. I mean, you got to think how many parts they're churning out of.
It doesn't matter. The point is they get away with so much because everybody's on his dick all the time.
Yeah, I find, with the exception of the extruder, just in general, their structural parts are strong and accurate. They don't look pretty. They have a
Well,
lot
and
going on.
I don't personally care, but the thing is, when I got people complaining because there's slight ringing on a part that cost $10, and I look at this on a printer that's $1,000, I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens on the Mini, though. But hey, Chris, I still want to see you do that. I want to see that Prusa, man. I want to see you do the MK2. I think 2.5 you have.
I just have an MK2.
Yeah, that'd be nice. You've had that long enough. It's time.
Where is that article? Didn't he post an article here?
I also got a Pulse.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I scored it for $400.
Wow.
Yeah, Chris, we sent you should have got an email from our system. Your flex plates should be there.
Yes.
Should be there. I can't remember if I
Thank
set
you.
it up before they left on Friday or after. It's been, honestly, my weekends are just a blur.
Does that spool holder not compress small enough for that spool?
Well, I'd have to peel the feet off the bottom, and I'm not doing that. Whatever. This is the roll that came with. This is the roll that came with the soul ball. Which I'm really impressed with the Solval, and they got back to me already on wholesale pricing, and it's really nice. The wholesale pricing is solid.
With a couple of tiny upgrades, the SV01's a damn nice print.
I'm thinking about once we get these ones that we have out the door, I might switch over to doing these. To be completely honest, they're nice. That's how much I like this machine, that Solval. It's solid. Yeah, so here, this is the exact issue I'm having. Let me switch over. Let's just appreciate this buttery smooth 60 FPS though on all these cameras. Spent a lot of money on all these cameras, so you guys can have 60 FPS. PC Master Race.
The overhead camera's looking really good.
This one's great. This Sony's solid.
That one too, yeah.
Sorry, I have my phone set to 320p.
It was like $700. I think it was worth it. And the nice thing is, I just picked up actually. Where is it? Sitting right here. So I picked up a tripod, like little plate here that bolts to the bottom, so I can just take the camera off the mount really quick. So when I go to a show, I can just take it off really quick instead of having to fiddle with the mount. So yeah. So this is what I have. These weird patterns on the walls of the prints. Like, this is what I mean when I say the Prusa print quality sucks. Doesn't matter what filament I use. Doesn't matter what slicer I use. This is what the Prusa does.
Oh, that's inconsistent extrusion. Now I know what he's talking about.
This is, my Ender 3 doesn't do this. Even stock.
That would piss me off.
Yeah, spend $1,000 on a printer, and that's the shit you have to deal with. And they have a whole, like, what did this guy do? You can even see it here on both these prints. Like, this is what Prusa's print quality looks like. Like, and this is going back to April 5th, 2018. Did they post a link here? He did this big, long write-up on their site that literally summed it up by, you built your printer wrong. Well, motherfucker, you built this goddamn printer. Like, yeah, here. Saying at least one user installed and saw print quality improve drastically. Got massively downvoted, of course. There were multiple people that were in a stream we were talking about this last time that told me they did the Bondtech Prusa extrude upgrade, and for $120, I said, you know what, I'm going to last ditch effort. I'm going to do this and see if it fixes it. If it doesn't, then I'm probably just going to junk the damn thing. Pancakes.
I'm telling you, I love those Creality Bondtech extruders. I got 8 of them.
Creality has... Oh, I know what you're talking about. They're like dual drive one. They're not bad. They're not bad.
It's Bondtech licensed too.
Shudong says, I put a pancake set up around my Solval extruder, gets pretty warm. Yeah, the pancakes will run warm. That's normal. If you can keep your hand on it, you're fine. You gotta remember, most stepper motors can handle up to 100 degrees Celsius before they start going to crap. God, I thought there was like 753 hidden items. Where is... I'm trying to find the damn link where he basically did this huge write-up saying it's not our fault, it's you. You built the printer wrong.
You see that 3D passion guy? That's another guy that drives me nuts.
Who?
You see the new Lot Max printers?
I just saw the 3D passion guy posting in there. He's a guy that talks shit about literally everybody.
3D Passion. I've never heard of him.
He designed his own like volcano extruder.
Oh, Vlad. I feel
Vlad,
like actually
yeah.
I think I've seen this and I was like, wait, what? It
I
looked
don't
very.
think I should unmute you.
It looked
You can
very. Yeah, the Nova hot end. It looked
Yeah,
like.
you can print flexibles at 700 millimeters a second.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm telling you, that's what he says.
From a guy named Vlad. Okay.
Yeah, he says you
And
can print
and
flexibles
and and George Formichev says you can use his lasers at 10 watts.
He says everything's polished, everything's this, everything's that. It's like whatever.
You can't even melt the plastic at 700 millimeters a second.
Oh, Chris.
Oh, speaking of melting plastic fast, I got my copper nozzles in. They're in the shop. I gotta take photos.
Get to the copper.
Vlad is a
1.2 millimeter?
No, Chris, sorry. You can drill it out though if you don't care about the plating on the bore.
Tim's had bad experience with big things.
Oh, who let Matt in here?
Oh, yeah, I was right. I should just mute him. Here, let me fix this. Ah, there we go.
No, you can unmute him.
Dick.
The person gets kicked out of his own groups.
Where is it?
Yep. That's how awesome I am.
Where is it? Like, in terms of, so I will, like I said, for the record, in case we get any Prusa fanboys in here, it's been reliable and it's been consistently inconsistent. And I'm waiting for someone, because we print it does mostly ABL cases. I'm waiting for someone to bitch about the print quality, and I'm just gonna be like, it was printed on a Prusa.
Oh.
I have one here. No, I don't. You know, I can tell by looking at our cases that it didn't come off the Prusa because they don't have the print quality issue.
They don't have ringing issues?
It's not ringing. It's inconsistent extrusion.
Yeah, it's not ringing.
I thought that's what it was doing.
No, it's like one layer's fat, one layer. You know what I mean? It goes back and forth.
Oh.
And the hotter the extruder motor gets, the worse it gets. The Bondtech definitely helps because it detaches it from that. But
because it's melting the filament.
yeah. The gears.
Oh.
You got metal gears going on a metal.
Oh, you don't have to. No, you don't have to tell me. That totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Look at this though.
That's
look what's not consistently under extruding. This $130 printer.
Should do a comparison.
Where is his blog post? Why can't I find the blog post they made?
If you take a temp of those gears,
He took it down because he knew he was wrong.
The outside of the motor is not that hot, but the shaft and the gears are hotter than hell.
So the Mini won't have that problem since it's a Bowden.
Right.
Well, no, it might. It depending on. Well, it's a direct. Is it a geared, or are they still like the dual?
It is geared.
Okay.
Well, it depends on where the heat's coming from.
And it's a 32-bit board too.
Yeah.
For the record, the only reason I don't think 32-bit is a huge difference right now. But the only reason we did it on our board is basically is literally to future-proof it. That's
he
why.
said that Joe said that the 32-bit board was actually cheaper to produce than the 8-bit boards now.
They are, because I was looking at doing one around the 2560 originally, and those are like $9 to $10 a chip. The 32-bit LPCs we're using, they're like $6, $7. So, because the Atmels are, but here's the thing, those Atmel chips are freaking workhorses. The LPCs are, the STM32s are decent, but like here's, just to give you a price difference, an STM32 is about $1 to $2, and the LPCs we're using on our boards are $6 to $7, and that's buying them like 500 to 600 chips at a time.
Damn.
And there's also clones of the STMs out. which you can get for under $1.
Why do I get a high-speed stutter on curves with the STM32?
I don't have that issue on mine. Are you printing over
If I
USB?
try to go too fast, it starts to stutter.
What
on
board?
curves.
What board?
Robin Nano.
Oh well, the Robin is ugh. The Robin is garbage. You should put Marlin on. I think Marlin is working on that.
Just don't put Tim Ford on there.
Chris, even the duet boards will do that. If you get going too fast, it'll start stuttering. And the only way I took like my Artemis, I have it. I think it's 64-bit micro stepping to try to stop it.
Okay, here. So this is a long. Where is it? I think it was on here. Inconsistent extrusion. Eventually found out two things are getting mixed together. Inconsistent extrusion, plain bad prints caused by incorrectly or broken printers. So mine is an incorrectly assembled or broken printer that Prusa built. So
Yeah, because those were pre-mades, weren't they?
yeah, the one I got from Aaron was a pre-made.
The one I had was pre-made too, but
So
I mean, it's
basically,
been
you're saying
torn apart.
they don't know what they're doing.
So in conclusion, not our fault. We're not admitting fault. Get fucked. That's their TLDR.
Eh.
He did stop by our booth at Earth Myron My Under 3 with our board in it.
I bet.
Okay, well I don't feel like letting. Well, I guess this thing's not that. This thing's still going. Don't feel too bad. No matter you think your MK3 extrusion, you're still less of a hater than design prototype test. I don't think I could even get to. He's on a whole nother level. Let's see if he posts it. I'm waiting for his video on us.
I want it so bad.
So do I.
I want it.
So
you
do I.
really need to send him a shirt, though.
Yeah. For those of you guys not in the know, this guy released an 11-minute video.
Yeah, he does not like.
Oh, look at
all.
he turned off the like-dislike ratio on the video, so you can't see it because it was ratioed to all hell.
Immediately, I have a few videos still in the queue to be made before I plan
this
on
one where he
taking
talks about his like belt or whatever fuck he's doing.
He's crying about teaching tech made a CNC video and all these other people are getting more views than me. It has nothing to do with the fact that my videos suck and that I whine a lot. It has everything to do with them just stealing my money from me. See here?
It doesn't matter. You could make a perfectly good video where everything is right and someone else just has a different audience and releases it at the right time.
Or just
that's
makes
exactly.
better videos. Because I think Teaching Tech makes better videos than this guy.
They're more informative.
We should do a stream where we take a shot every time he talks about his patents on his belt, on his little buckle. Like this video is literally 11 minutes of him whining. Ah, he turned comments off.
Oh man.
They were not off. That's hilarious. He got absolutely shit on in the comments. That's
He wound up losing like 1,000 subscribers. I know he's gained some back since then, but
I'm just gonna go ahead and dislike that video. I got like 5 people that always dislike them.
Although I gotta say, I would kill for 30,000 subscribers and 9,000 view videos.
Yeah, I mean, you can complain, but it can be worse times.
Oh hey, look it! I'm live. Oh god, there goes my lights.
What the fuck?
Guys, I are a real streamer. I have the gaming chair. Let's see. I mean, our views, like our Soulval got 1.1 thousand. Ender 5 Plus 2.7. I mean, most of our stuff is around 1,000 or less. Let's see. My board testing video got 4,200. The Feistek Cheetah board review got 4,400. Adam IDE. Let's see. I wonder what my highest view. Here's the Ender 5. That got almost 10,000. Flashing your bootloader, almost 49,000 views there.
Ender 5 is a kick-ass machine. It's what I tell everybody to buy.
We have 2 of them, and they're solid. And they don't have extrusion issues. Hey, my Easy AVL video has 63,000 views. Is that my highest viewed video? My Easy AVL video? Really?
That's pretty sad.
My directional video? Hang on.
Because everybody's interested in how it works.
Where was the I think the GPL. I thought
63,000 is a lot of freaking views.
For a product video.
Chris, how many subscribers you got?
14,500.
We just hit 9,000.
What's your most popular video?
My CR10 bed leveling videos and a couple of my Ender videos.
How many views that the Geo Metro videos get?
I don't know.
I go way back, dude.
Where is... oh, here. Yeah, so my Easy AVL video has more views than the video where I was calling out the GPL stuff. Which I released on April 1st, 2018. People were like, is this an April Fool's joke? I was like, no, it's just unfortunate timing.
You get emotional seeing the old office?
I feel claustrophobic seeing the old office.
That was a small ass room.
It was
you
rough.
Bet? Is your office clean?
My office is still clean. So Aaron owes me lunch. The Red Gamer wants to know if I have RGB keyboard. Bruh.
People want some tough RGB.
I keep trying to nudge this one company into sponsoring me a chair, and I don't think they're going to. But there's this one company that makes a bright orange, big and tall leather chair. And it's like, I want that freaking chair so bad, but I'm not paying $700 for it.
Damn.
Addressable RGB on my front. But I run into it.
I think you unplugged your mic.
No, it's just Discord being retarded. I think I'm just gonna have my mic wide open so you guys can just. I have headphones on. Hang on. Automatically determine input sensitivity. Let me lower it to like nothing.
What are you doing?
Hey, I'm getting more bacon tomorrow.
Bacon is.
Bacon.
You guys like my Benchy my Benchy shirt that my wife got me?
So what shirt?
Benchy shirt that my wife got me.
I'm actually making deer chorizo right now.
I was going through.
Oh, it's text. Cool.
I was going through and just going through old comments, and there was like this one guy that left comments calling me fat on like 30 videos, and I didn't see it somehow. I was like, he's like, you like something about you being fat and your mouth breathing or something. I was like, wow, someone must have had a bad day. Just jealous.
There's some people that are much worse.
Wish he had these sexy man tits. I think Chris has got me beat though.
Your man tits are so on fire that even the infrared picks them up.
All right.
Last time a guy called me fat in a stream, I was like, yes, better for squishing people with.
Yeah, be like, come here, I'll sit on you.
They can't run away then.
That's a lot of Chris.
He's like, well, you gotta catch me first. I was like, that's what the missiles are for.
Okay, so let me get all up and close here. My autofocus here. Looks like I need to tighten some belts up, but not bad for 130
what
bucks.
printer is this?
The Kingroon.
Kingroon. $130.
Yeah, Chris suckered me into spending $130. I think he just wanted me to use his affiliate link.
You know, there's a plastic one that I seen around called the Easy 3D, and it's basically it's a plastic
But
ender
you know, look
too.
at this works.
That's what it is.
Oh, really?
$50.
Oh, Easy 3, the X1. Yes, they're sending me one.
Yeah, I know. I meant to get one, and I never jumped on it. So I gotta get a hold of them.
Do we give this
I'm
a
hoping
full?
I get the orange one.
Do we give this a full TH3D treatment? Do I need to go in the guts to make you guys happy?
Is that linear rail touchscreen? So basically, it's a fancy under too.
Yes.
Yeah, you really need to because I need to figure out if it's a good birthday or Christmas.
It's got the nice metal extruder too, the feeder unit.
Oh, I see that. Yeah, amazing. They actually put some money into it.
Yeah, clean up the bearing going on the linear rail and tighten things up a bit. Add a
Except
parts
this
cooling
is
fan.
this is a little crunchy. I mean, this is better than the plastic, but this is crunchy. I don't know if you guys noticed. In ours, we include an M3 washer because these are crunchy without it.
Really?
It's almost like I tested this stuff before I sold it to people and added in stuff to make it work correctly. But no, for $130, this printer is more than acceptable for $130.
Yeah, that's not bad.
All right,
I mean, what the closest thing is the Woody to it, like those style printers. So
the Woody. Don't talk shit about the Woody.
No, I didn't say I was.
That Woody prints better than my Prusa.
It prints better than your Prusa.
It does.
That's the only thing I don't like about the Easy 3 X1 is it uses this freaking smooth rods, which I hate so much.
I thought you were a big fan of smooth rods, Chris.
I hate smooth rods. They're a pain.
Easy 3D stole my models off of Thingiverse and use them for all their filament advertising. And won't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Does your thing say no commercial usage?
Yeah, it does. I've contacted them. At first, they were like, "Hey, we'll send you filament," and then they never. Now, Strong Hero took my model too, but Strong Hero like repeatedly sends me filament all the time now.
Yeah.
Ever since I contacted them, they've been really good about it.
So what do I have to do to steal your models?
Just go on Thingiverse and steal them.
So Luke Hatfield, he has the guide for the Creality printers.
One Mandarin.
Yeah. So he sent me the Word document, and for April Fools, I'm gonna edit it to remove all his names and put our stuff on it, make it look like we just ganked the guide. And he just to see how many people like start crying about it, and he thinks it's a hilarious idea. Like we were joking around. He's like, go ahead, do it. He's like, just see how many people like start whining and crying about it. Or if anyone actually knows, we actually have his guide on our site. Just hosted there because he doesn't have anywhere to like host that kind of stuff.
Now, is that a copy of like Tough Tube Capricorn Tube, or is it just regular blue PTFE?
Let's see what the diameter is. Oh, I can tell just by looking at it. It's just blue. It looks like it's just blue.
It's just blue tube. Okay.
And this is a darker color than our tubing.
I was gonna say that looks closer to yours, not.
I'm not even gonna measure this. I can tell it's 2.0, so it's not the same stuff. It's just blue. Yeah, that's the funny thing. I noticed a lot of these Chinese sellers, like they're selling blue tubing, and I'm assuming people are gonna think that just because it's blue, that it's high temp.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yep. I guarantee that's gonna happen. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, it's got that under. I can print, high temperature." No.
And then they die.
Yeah.
From off.
Why is my printer clogging? You're fucking.
Oh, it doesn't last that much longer in the high temperature.
I've had no issues with our stuff.
I still burn them. You run 260 degrees long enough, you'll eventually burn you.
I can tell you right now, up to 275, ours has no issues.
Really?
Yes. That's why. I don't advertise specs just for shits and giggles. I advertise specs because that's what we've actually tested the stuff to.
Well, I mean, the ABS printers that you have, those run at 245, 250 constantly.
Yeah.
So, and those have.
I think we're running 250. Is what we do our ABS at.
I can't remember if it was 245 or 250, but anyway, it's consistent on that.
It's 245. I was just using the profile tonight.
Well, 245 is no big deal.
Yeah.
No, but when we sent it out to actually get tested, it didn't even start softening up until like 320. The MSDS sheet's on our site. Unlike Capricorn.
Reality on the bottom of it.
Yeah, I actually have multiple emails from people that switched over to our stuff after having issues with Capricorn and just issues in general with their hot end that like rave about it. Like there's a guy that has a print farm of like 30 machines and they do polycarbonate and was just raving about the tube.
Is that Frank?
What?
Frank?
I can't remember the guy's name. This was like about 6 or 7 months ago. It's in my tickets.
Yeah, it might be.
So can you get your tubing in bright orange?
I don't know because yeah, there's definitely a minimum order quantity on that.
Obviously.
I'm sure Nereus has enough printers for that minimum order quantity.
Oh yeah, this is a Robin board. You know what? I don't have a printer with a Robin board, so I can play with this.
Yeah, I think it's a Robin Mini. Someone
Yeah.
said in the chat.
Hey, is there a board-specific max hot end temp option in Marlin? Even
Oh wow, that's nice and compact. It's really packed in there, nice.
Yeah,
That's what
like
she
perfect.
said.
Oh, has it actually got removable drivers?
No.
No.
It's
This looks
definitely
like
it definitely sounded like 4988s. But I mean, I'm definitely willing to putz around with some Marlin on here because I'm pretty sure this is one of the boards that Marlin sports.
I love the UI on my Sapphire and my Lotmax, so I'm wondering, can I put that UI on that printer?
I don't know. They have a header here for an ESP though. This is Wi-Fi right here.
Yeah, I see that.
It's for ESP8266.
Meaning, can I put the Robin Nano LCD UI on the Robin Mini board?
I don't know, but I can find out. I'm assuming. What does this chip say?
Because the UI that they use on it is damn near perfect. The only thing they need to fix is the use file names instead of icons for the print screen, and to add flow rate to the adjustment.
I've angered things.
Uh-oh. Video
Oh,
froze.
God. You froze.
Hang on.
Oh, you broke it.
You done made it mad.
I gotta get a new USB cable for this Brio. That's the problem here. Hang on. We're back. It's all good.
There you go. I see him resetting.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it looks like a STM 32.
Because touchscreens aren't bad as long as they're designed right. Usually the two problems you have is
It's a STM32 F103 DET6. I'm pretty sure this is a board that Marlin supports in their 2.0 branch. If that's the case, guess who just got a board to play with Marlin 2 on? Except the STM32 support is really janky right now, but if this printer's down, I don't care. 32F. Oh, F103. F103. Marlin. Yeah, there's definitely some support in here for Marlin.
So, Chris, how you liking New Mexico so far?
absolutely loving it.
Enjoying the nicer weather, at least?
Oh my god, the weather is so much better. I mean, it's freaking November and I'm still wearing shorts.
That's awesome.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's get cold out. It was 35 degrees one day, but it just doesn't feel like it.
Right.
It's a warm 43 right now.
What is my outside temperature today?
It's still 60 here in
It's
Phoenix.
48 degrees outside right now, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
40.
it's 40. And I'm still hitting 65, 66 in the daytime.
Which is pretty
Yeah,
damn
we
good.
were like 85 today.
Damn.
Which is very fortunate since I still don't have heat. I'm not looking forward to my electric bill from all these electric heaters.
Oh, I bet.
At 19 cents a kilowatt.
I actually
Yeah,
on
try it.
on MakerBase's GitHub, they actually have a Marlin 2.0 for this.
Yeah, I thought they were running Marlin on these.
Is it Marlin with a different GUI?
Yeah, those definitely. If you look at the drivers, you see under the heat sinks, it definitely looks like they're 4988s or square packages. There's definitely not going to be Trinamics on this for that price.
Guys, I'm gonna jump. We're going to the NASCAR race in the morning, and I gotta kiss my Prusa goodnight.
They're making a left turn.
They make
a
a
NASCAR
couple
race once,
turns.
the Appalachia 500 or whatever it was, the Pocono 500. And it was actually pretty cool once. Not so sure I'd want to go more than once.
Yeah, we go to every single race here. We never miss a race. So
America.
I live 5 minutes from the Phoenix track, so.
Well, there you go. That's convenient.
Yeah, I was gonna
Anyways,
say.
guys, good night.
Take it easy, light speed.
You have a good one.
Have a good night.
All right, so should I try to compile Marlin for this?
Oh, yeah, you're gonna kill it. Time to blow it.
I'll just return it to Amazon like all the other assholes. Just kidding.
Are you really, though?
Where's VS Code? Why? No, I'm more interested in playing with a printer that's got this in here. Because here's the thing, the Robin's original firmware was terrible. Absolutely terrible. But if this is running Marlin, let's see if their firmware compiles. You guys think their firmware is going to compile out of the box?
Out of the box? Without a bootloader and everything?
No, it's going to have a bootloader.
Oh, yeah, it's not Creality.
Well, most of the 32 bits have it. I'm just checking their config. Yeah, MKS Robin. Alright, let's see if this compiles. Where the hell is my build button? There we go. Apply for my old build. Let's see. Oh, no, it failed.
This week I've been playing with the Lotmax SC10. It's basically a modified CR20, and they did a pretty damn nice job.
Why is this trying to pull hello world i2c.ino? The hell? I'll just get regular Marlin. Easy ABL support on the Kingroon. You know, I'm looking at this carrot. I'm pretty sure I can just use the OEM mount for the realities on this.
Yeah, you might as well.
Yes, it looks the same.
I just have to check. I don't think I have an OEM mount laying around in my office. Otherwise, I could just put it up there. Facebook group Kingroon. All right. Let me move this off. I don't want to have, if I have any messenger stuff, I don't want to show any private info here. Let's see here. Kingroon, there's 80 whole people in here.
Wow.
Well, that's not bad for such a niche little printer.
Hey, look, front and center, Creality.
Adding a parts cooling will be pretty easy too. There's a port for it on board.
Well, if it's the same carriage, the hot end's definitely the same carriage, then it's not bad. I don't know, like I said, I have a soft. This guy is like all over. How many videos he post? Oh God. Someone drank down a cooling fan there.
Who is that guy?
Let's see. So this guy's got Marlin on there. Did he post his code?
Probably not.
Kingroon Gary. What about Kingroon Jerry? J11. Looks like you can do a filament sensor here. Oh, it's already got one. Dude. Oh, that's the only thing. These chips don't have working EEPROM. Oh, here's one from Gary from 14 weeks ago.
Gary.
What do you mean working EEPROM?
The STM chips do not physically have an EEPROM chip on them.
So what does that mean?
It means they're doing workarounds where they're actually writing EEPROM to the program memory or to the SD card. So I'm not a big fan of it because typically your program memory doesn't have as many write cycles as like EEPROM would. It still has a ton, but it's not the proper way to do it. That's like what the Feist boards and the Big Tree Tech boards are doing. Because they're too cheap to spend 10 cents to put an EEPROM chip on there. Alright, let's see if Gary's firmware compiles.
Gary.
Let's see. If it does, then this is a good starting point for this. Let's see.
You have a lot of freaking icons down below there, buddy.
I do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but how do you organize that?
Does Clipper use EEPROM or simulate EEPROM? It depends on the board you're running it on. There's a lot of warnings here. Oh, just redefines. See if this compiles. Nope. Let's see. Bytes like object require not string.
See, this is where I get lost.
Yeah, well, if it makes you feel any better, I know the LPC chips, which is what our boards use. But then again, like who knows like what version of Marlin this is that he posted. Did anybody post anything in the files section? Nope.
That would make sense.
So this guy, SD card isn't working. I almost got 100%. This is... let's see here. Yeah, here, these 32-bit boards do not have traditional EEPROM, so Marlin's workaround is store EEPROM overrides in the SD card. Some guy, yeah, see, they're saying it's not perfect, it prints well. This guy swapped his out for an SKR.
That's annoying. I sometimes use 10 different SD cards on the same damn machine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's all these workarounds, but the thing is the board should have an EEPROM chip. or 6 days ago, someone tried. Can't configure Marlin 2. Haven't been able to touchscreen turn off. There was a link. I saw a link. Someone had a link there. Where is it? Oh, that's the one I downloaded. That one doesn't work. That's for the MKS. Is this a different one? No, this is the one I just downloaded. Well, I just realized it's 3 a.m. So, probably wrap this up, but I'll screw around with this machine more. Build quality wise, it's decent. Really decent for the price. So, there's
you
that.
definitely have a good base to work with.
Yeah. I'm like too tired to be screwing around with the Marlin code right now, though. I'll be completely honest. So, I'm gonna wrap this up and appreciate everybody stopping by.
You guys have a good night.
All right.
Happy victims.
Bye.